Alrighty, guys, what is up? So, as y'all can see, we are back with another video today, and we're going to be talking about how I gained 50 pounds and got leaner, right? And obviously, I didn't get leaner while I gained these 50 pounds. Okay, that might be a little misleading. There was a lot more that went into it than that. You cannot just put on 50 pounds and get leaner at the same time. It doesn't work like that. I wish it did, but this was a much more long and drawn out process. I actually gained way more than 50 pounds, and then I ended up cutting back down. And in this first picture here, I am 170, and in the second one, or in the second picture, I'm 170. In the first picture, I'm 120. Um, I've gained a lot of muscle, and I did get leaner in between these. But I'm going to be talking about a lot of the things that I implemented during this process that helped me change both mentally and physically and helped make this sustainable for the rest of my life. So, what we're going to talk about today, understanding diet and macronutrients. Obviously, you're going to need to understand how to eat if you want to change your body composition. That's very important. We're going to be talking about training for strength and muscle growth. Obviously important too. You're trying to get stronger in the gym if you want to get bigger. Overcoming mental blocks and struggles. You're going to go through them. I went through them. We all go through them. If you think that you're not supposed to go through mental blocks, you're wrong, right? Everyone does it. Balancing health and longevity with your lifestyle. We are all people, okay? I'm a 20-year-old dude in college at the University of Georgia. I am a real person. I'm not a robot, and I like to do things from time to time that are definitely not beneficial to building my physique. Now, there are ways that you can mitigate those impacts, and that's part of what I'm going to be talking about today, because we're not always going to be perfect. And also, lastly, we've got real life impacts of building your physique. It will change your life. Now, it's not just about your physical body. That's not really going to necessarily change your life, but everything that comes with this process will make you a better person. That I can guarantee you. All right? So, before implementing these methods, I had a bloated face. As you can see, the first picture was a while ago, but I look like a baby. I look like a child. I think I was 17 in that picture, but I look like I was 12. I didn't hit puberty until very late. And then this second picture of my face was this year. Both the pictures of my face were this year, just on this most recent diet that I went through. But yeah, low confidence in the beginning, obviously. What is there to be confident about? Constantly tired and lethargic, and I was unable to be productive. I just couldn't really do anything with my life in a general sense. I couldn't get things done. I had a very hard time locking in, getting my schoolwork done, getting any work done. It was tough. And then after, better skin, higher self-esteem, better energy levels, more productive. It was easier for me to get out of bed. It was easier for me to get to work and start doing things and not procrastinate literally everything in my life. So that's been a huge benefit. So who this is for? If you are aiming to get stronger and look more respectable, this is for you. If you are aiming to lose weight and feel more confident, this is also for you. If you are feeling stuck and you can't hold yourself accountable, but you know what you want to do, you have goals, you just can't seem to get there yourself, this is for you. If you want to become mentally and physically fit, because they are both intertwined, this is for you. If you are looking to take control of your life and become a new person, this is for you. Now, who this is not for, anybody who is expecting to change your life overnight, go ahead and click off this video because it's not going to happen. I'm sorry to tell you. If you are satisfied with staying the same physically and mentally, if you are okay with where you're at right now in life and you don't want to change, this is not for you. If you are not willing to prioritize growth over comfort, this is not for you. That's huge. I really want to kill complacency. It's one of the worst things that we can have. And eventually, it'll ruin your life if you are complacent in your situation for long enough. And if you are happy reverting back to your old ways and falling into the same habits that kept you stuck right where you are now, this is not for you. So now that we've got that out of the way, calories and macro tracking. When you're first starting your fitness journey, you need to begin with tracking your calories and macros, right? I did this for a year with the app MyPlate. I don't know if it's still on the App Store, actually. They like up the prices of everything. It's so annoying. But when I first started, it was a free app that I used for a year. I tracked literally everything I ate, and I was bulking during that time. I was doing like not exactly a lean bulk. It was kind of, I mean, as you can see here, it was a little dirty. But I tracked everything I ate because you want to learn how to do it in your head. And eventually, if you do it for long enough, you'll get so good at it that you can just kind of do it mentally. And when you're looking at your foods, you'll just recognize, like, okay, this is probably about what, 300 calories, 20 grams of protein. Like, it'll become way more intuitive, but only after you've learned by manually tracking it for a long period of time. And so the lean bulk approach is what you should be doing. This is what you should start out at doing if you're looking to put on muscle, not the dirty bulk approach that I probably did for way too long. But this would be eating a slight surplus, 300 to 500 calories above your maintenance, and ensuring that you eat your body weight grams of protein per day. Yeah, however much you weigh in pounds, that's how many grams of protein you should have in a day. And so the calorie surplus, you want to go to the TDEE calculator and put in all your information, and it will tell you what your maintenance calories is. So if it's 2,500, you're going to want to eat 2,800 to 3,000 calories on your lean bulk. And you're going to probably, if you're 2,500, what do you weigh? Probably like, I don't know, like 150. I'm not exactly sure, but let's say you weigh 150, you want to eat 150 grams of protein in a day. And if you can get those calories above your maintenance, you're going to gain weight. You're going to put on muscle, right? Obviously, if you're training in the gym hard. So this is the most successful method for beginners, as it allows you to utilize newbie gains while not jumping up to a super high body fat percentage. When you first start out, you're going to get that newbie gains experience where your body's not used to this stimulus yet. Your body is just getting used to it, and you're going to immediately put on a crazy amount of muscle if you're like dialed in right at the beginning. So it'll happen pretty fast. But if you've got everything locked in, it allows you to maximize that phase, because after a couple months or a couple years, the progress is going to slow down, which sucks. But that's just how it goes. And so I used this method for a year, starting from 2022 to 2023. As you can see between these two pictures, I put on a lot of weight. I think I probably put on 40 pounds between these pictures. It's not as drastic of a body fat difference as it might look like from here, because I'm flexing my abs in the first one, and in the second one, I'm just like trying to poke my stomach out, because that was the last day of my bulk. I started my cut after that. But yeah, I went from benching 1 plate to 2 plates during this time. So I definitely got significantly stronger, and I'm sure you can tell that. Like, I look like a stronger dude, but I'm really not that big in the second picture either. I was like 160 probably. But tracking progress in the gym is going to be very important. And the best way to do this is progressive overload. If you've heard of this, you probably know what I'm talking about. But this is the way to track consistent progress by increasing both the reps and weight that you do on each exercise, which is going to obviously in turn make you stronger, make you put on more muscle. That's just how it works. And so that's how I got stronger. That's how I got my bench up. That's how I got my dumbbell bench up. That's how I got my squat up. That's how I got literally everything to increase. So basically, it is just, as you can see in this picture, you would start out doing a certain amount of weight for a certain amount of reps. Let's say that you can bench press 135 pounds for 8, right? And so you're going to do 3 sets of that, or however much you can do. And then the next time that you come into bench, maybe you get 135 pounds for 10. Ideally you're getting bigger, you're getting stronger, and you're eating. So you should be able to increase somewhat regularly. So if you can come in for the next time and do 135 for 10, great. You've gotten stronger. And if you continue to get stronger, maybe the next time you come in, you can do 145 for 6. You increase the weight and decrease the reps. Sorry. And so then you will come in again and hopefully increase the reps. 145 maybe for 8. Maybe the next time you get it for 10. And then once you get it for 10, you're ready to increase the weight again. So you increase the weight, you go back down to 6 reps with 155 or whatever. And you keep doing that cycle over and over and over again. Ideally, I like to train in the 6 to 10 rep range. So I would say that once you can do a weight for 10 reps, you should probably bump up the weight the next time. Do whatever you can. The most weight you can probably do for 6 reps. Keep working until you can get it to 10 and go back down to 6 reps with the next heavy weight. But that's pretty much how progressive overload works in kind of a dummy's explanation. But you're obviously going to run into plateaus during this process. Sometimes you're not going to be as strong. You're not going to be at your peak strength every single day. So, just doing as much as you can, continuing to eat, continuing to train as hard as you can, and don't worry about it too much, right? We're all going to run into these problems. Some days you're just not as strong, and that's okay. But eventually you're going to break through if you continue doing the right things, getting your food in, getting your protein in, training hard. You'll get through it, I promise you. All right? Overcoming struggles and mental blocks. Yeah, we're all people. We are not always going to be motivated. And honestly, most of the time, you're probably not going to be motivated. And a lot of times life is going to get in the way. You're going to become distracted. You're going to have other things going on, right? As you can see between these photos, this first one was right around the time I graduated high school. And this second one was 2 months into college. So between these, I stopped tracking my calories. I wasn't really watching what I ate at all, to be honest. I went through rush at a frat, going out a lot, got a girlfriend. That wasn't really like a reason why I let myself go. It was more so just kind of, I had other things going on. And I moved out to college, obviously. So I was drinking a good bit. I had just gotten the dining hall plan. So I had all you can eat food for every meal of every day. And I wanted to get my money's worth. And so I did that. And I put on a good bit of body fat, as you can see. But there's inevitably going to be times of your life where you're distracted. You've got other things going on. And that's fine, right? Sometimes you're just not going to be focused on these goals as much as you are maybe right now. Or maybe you will be in the future. It comes and goes. But try not to let yourself get too off the rails. I mean, I probably let myself get a little too off the rails in between these two pictures. But you learn. Balancing health with an enjoyable lifestyle. So, yeah, like I said, we're people. Fitness is supposed to add to your life. It is not supposed to take over your life and become everything you do. Now, obviously, that's different if you're a professional bodybuilder or if you're a coach or something like that. Maybe it becomes more of your life. But for the general person watching this video, I'm imagining that you probably have other things going on and, you probably have other passions, other things that you love doing that are not going to be conducive to fitness results. So for me, I love going out to eat. I love going out with my friends, and I like enjoying a beverage every now and then. And so you can still do these things. I know I talk about, trying to cut out all that stuff on my Instagram. I've made videos talking about like anti-drinking and stuff. And okay, it's a little extreme. Like, it's not one of my values. But I've been there. Like I said, I rushed a frat. I had a very adventurous freshman year of college, and I am one of us, bro. I am one of you guys. So I completely understand. But with experience, you will learn how to implement that successfully. There are, certain drinks that you can maybe have that are not going to make you quite as fat. Maybe don't put down a 12-pack of beers. Maybe have, This is the secret, dude. Beatboxes, 130 calories for 3 drinks. It's kind of a girly drink, but I don't know if I should really talk about this on here, but whatever. I can talk about what I want. So there are ways to implement it sustainably. And obviously, these pictures here, we've got, just me with my friends, whatever, doing stuff. But earn your dopamine. Don't go out and get wasted unless you've done your cardio, got your steps in, and have a good night's sleep afterwards, right? Don't make bad decisions when you're drinking. Don't drink 1,000 calories of alcohol and then just go to the gas station and buy a bunch of candy, or go to McDonald's and load up, or DoorDash $50 of Chipotle, right? Probably not the smartest move, but you can do these things in small amounts and you will be perfectly fine. You don't need to act like, some guru that says, I don't eat anything. I don't drink. Come on. We're real people here. Resetting after a bulk. After long, you will inevitably reach a high enough body fat percentage. Anything above 20, I would say, probably not ideal. That's a little fat. But I was certainly above 20 in this first picture. Jeez Louise, bro. And that was this year. But at that point, it is clearly going to be beneficial for you to go on a diet and slim back down to a relatively lean state. You want to start from a lean state. If you're trying to put on muscle, put on weight, you never want to start from being fat. That's not ideal. So if you are getting too fat, you're probably going to need to reset, go on a little cut. Not the end of the world. But ideally, the cut should not last more than, 3 months. It's really not great for your body, your testosterone levels, all your hormones, to be in a deficit for so long. So I would say that ideally, if you can get it done in 3 months, get back to a baseline, maybe, 10 to 15% body fat, like I think I am in this second picture. I'm not exactly a body fat expert, but that's where I'm at right now, 170. This first picture, I was 205. And so, you want to reset before you go on a bulk. That's where I'm at now. I'm going to be starting a bulk after I get back from vacation in 2 weeks. So, yeah, if you are just starting out in the gym, though, you already might be this fat. Like you might be that high of a body fat percentage, which is fine. I've been that fat multiple times. And so it depends on your goals, man. If you're trying to lose weight and be more confident in yourself just by getting skinnier, getting less fat, then maybe you want to start out in a cut. Maybe you don't want to start in a lean bulk. You want to start in a calorie deficit. That's totally fine. That's up to you. It's your prerogative. All right. But this is typically the most fun for me, because it's like, this is when you get to look good, bro. You spent all that time putting on the muscle. Now it's time to show it off. Now it's time to look good. Now it's time to look handsome, right? So, yeah, it is going to impact your life. And getting in better shape, putting on muscle, proving to yourself that you have autonomic control over your body will make you more confident, because confidence comes from stacking proof that you are who you say you are. All right, that's one of my favorite quotes. And if you can prove to yourself that you are able to change your situation, you are able to change your physical composition, that is going to give you confidence. That is going to bleed into other areas of your life. You're going to be more confident in everything you do, because you know that I have a sense of control over myself, right? And so for other people, when they see you and they see that you have an impressive physique, it's going to show them that you respect your body and that you are approachable, and it is going to visually exemplify that you have discipline and persistence. You are able to stick with things for a long period of time, all right? When you look at someone and they're jacked, you know that dude clearly has a work ethic. That dude's clearly been working for a long time for something that he cares about, right? So maybe you don't like them more just because they're jacked, but it makes you know that they have some quality that makes them more likable in general, or probably makes them a higher status person in a way. I'm not super red pilled like that, but if they're jacked, they have something of high status. That's objective truth. All right. Eating healthy and exercising physically, shut up, will eliminate feelings of lethargy and general lack of productivity. This is going to allow you to make more out of your other time outside of the gym, right? It's going to allow you to be more productive in your everyday life. And this is huge. This is something that, okay, like I said earlier, when I was 120 pounds fat or when I was 200 pounds fat, both of these, my hormones were horrible. I didn't want to get out of bed in the morning. I couldn't get myself up and do anything productive first starting out the day, you know. But now it's easy for me to get things done in the morning. It's easier for me to not procrastinate. And it's easier for me to do things in my life today, make quick decisions, be actionable, right? Not putting things off for months at a time. That's huge. That's huge for how you progress in your life. If you sit around doing nothing, waiting for the day to come to you, you're never going to get anywhere. That's one of the things I talk about on Instagram a lot. I'm a very big believer in that because I've been there. I've been the guy that waited around. I've been the guy that thought things were going to come to me. But getting in better shape, getting healthy habits, it will make you more actionable, which is going to benefit you in all areas of your life. But nobody likes the guy that is a gym cell that only cares about, the gym, doesn't talk to people outside of it, doesn't do anything else with their life. If you're that guy, that's not really gonna help your life. Okay? All you're doing is building your physique, but you're not building any social skills, you're not building anything outside of the gym. That's not really gonna help your life, dude. It's meant to add to your life, not take over your life, like I said earlier. So don't be that guy. All right, we all know that guy. I'm thinking of one right now, but I would never call him out. And yeah, also, obviously, healthy habits going to put you at a lower risk for various cardiovascular diseases, various other ailments that you might run into in your future. I want to live forever. No, I don't. But I want to live a healthy age. I want to live to a healthy age. I don't want to have a heart attack, although I might because I do drink a concerning amount of caffeine. But in a general sense, I don't want to run into obesity problems, and I want to set a good example for my family. I want my kids to understand how to eat, and I want my kids to be healthy. I don't want my kids to be fat. So building your physique now, it's going to help with that. It's going to give you those habits. It's going to help you understand how to do that, how to teach your kids to do the same. Now, the application. You have a basic understanding of the strategies that I've used to build my physique. It's time for you to apply it, right? This information doesn't help you at all if you're just going to click off this video and say, okay, and then you're going to go back to the couch and start eating Cheetos, right? It's not going to help you if you don't actually get up and apply it. So you need to understand that this is going to be a long process. It's going to take forever. I'm 3 years in, and I'm still nowhere near where I want to be. I want to do a bodybuilding show next year, and I've got a lot of muscle to put on still. I've got a good physique for the average person, but I've still got a lot to work on, and I've been doing this for a long time. So don't get discouraged when you don't get everything you've ever wanted in the first month, right? It's going to take a little while, but you need to focus on the process and fall in love with what it takes to actually get better day by day. And if you can do that, the results will come. I promise you, man. And it is normal for you to not see progress every day, to maybe go a while in the beginning without seeing progress. But if you can just get better day by day, even by the slightest bit, it really stacks up over time. I think that I saw a stat like if you get 1% better every single day for a year, you will be like 37 times better or something. But yeah, it's really about making small improvements by the day. And so, with that said, you can make a considerable amount of progress in 3 months or in a short span, right? This transformation right here that you see, this was 3 months. This was me losing 30 pounds in 3 months. And I didn't get bigger in that time. I just peeled back the layers of fat to reveal the muscle that I already had underneath all that blubber, right? But you can make a very good transformation in 3 months if you want to be consistent and if you really dial it in with everything. So, you know, don't think that you're not capable of too much now, because you really can. But this is kind of an extreme example, losing 30 pounds in 3 months, because I literally did everything right for every single day of those 3 months. I had no cheat meals. It was actually during Lent, so I gave up fast food, I gave up processed foods, and I gave up alcohol, and I was getting my steps in every day. So I was like on the ultimate cut during that period. But if you want this to be you, you can certainly do the same thing. It just takes a lot of effort. But if you are looking for a program to get you substantial progress like that in 90 days, then I'm opening slots for one-on-one coaching. Listen, this is what I do. This is what I love doing. I love helping people. This is why I'm here right now making this video. This is why I started my social media. I've wanted to do this since high school. I've wanted to be an online fitness coach. And it wasn't till this year where I actually took action with my life, and God gave me a way to take an actionable plan to make it happen, right? He gave me the purpose. I always had that kind of loose idea, but I just procrastinated it. I kept putting things off in my life, but I've finally gotten to the point where I've made a name for myself and given myself this opportunity. And I'm so blessed to be able to do this now, because it's truly what I love. It's truly what I'm passionate about. And I love helping people, especially with the gym and especially with their mental habits, because I've seen how much it can improve my life, bro. And so if that's something you'd be interested in, obviously DM me Change on IG. We'll see if you're a good fit. But if not, totally fine. Take this information and go use it. Go apply it yourself. Don't just watch this video and then don't do anything about it. You've still got to go and actually make the change. So obviously having a coach is a great way to hold yourself accountable. You're paying, you've got some skin in the game. So you have to be locked in, because you're not going to pay for a coach and then not do what they say, not do everything that is going to get you to where you want to be. And so that's what I'm going to do next year. I know I'm going to buy a coach, or I'm going to hire a coach for my bodybuilding show when I go on prep, just because even though I know generally what to do, it's good to have someone in your corner. I've definitely found that out. But yeah, man, that's pretty much it for today. Really, I just want to implore you guys to take action and actually go out there and implement these things into your life, because you can do so much more than you really think. You are in total control of your body and your situation. And the sooner that you can take accountability for yourself, the sooner that you can change your life, man. So, we'll be coming out with more videos, going to continue posting, going to continue helping people, going to be continuing to try and grow a name for myself and grow my business and get more clients, results, because that's what I want to do. It's what I love doing. And I'm super excited about it. I'm super blessed to be in this position, man. And I appreciate y'all for watching. That's pretty much it, guys. Thank y'all. We'll see y'all in the next one.